Welcome back, friends. This is our March monthly What Sold video. Welcome back. You're watching Flipping with Amy, and every month I have a monthly What Sold video for you, in addition to all of the other little videos that have like a few items on there, 4 to 7, however many items it is at the time on there. This is in addition to that. Okay, it's gonna be a little longer. I wish I had, oh, I have a water right here. Okay. Okay, are you ready? All right, this is March of 2025. So let's go ahead and get into it. I think I've been working with the camera angle some, and I'm not really sure how I like it. I've got the light on right here. Ooh. And I think that helps because before I had the light on, there was like a big shadow coming across my face, and that was like really bad. And I couldn't get the angle to where the light, making a video, I couldn't get the angle just right, so I turned the light on, so I think that helps, but now it's really bright. Okay, so let's get started. I think I'm gonna put the screenshots here. I might end up switching over at some point because I'm used to putting the screenshots here, but we'll try to put the screenshots here. Okay, so the first thing that sold on the 2nd of the month, and that is BKE jeans, and that went to Casey in the state of ID, size 28. That was promoted, and item number 4356, that was donated to me, I think by my sister this time. The last one I believe was donated to me by my daughter. Okay, in this report I have also included my profit. So at the end I have added up everything that I determined to be my profit. How I got that was through eBay. When it all trickles down and it says like the number on the bottom, it says that's how much you made. That is what I wrote down as my profit, and I've done that for each one of these. So on each one I will say how much is sold for and my profit. So I think that'll be better for us that way, but let me know if you like it that way or if you like the other way. But I think I'm gonna try to make them like this, where the lighting is just like, my eyes, like, I don't know, it's not doing good. Okay, so this sold for $24.74, and my profit on these was $15.82. So, and that doesn't have anything to do with the shipping charges, nothing to do with shipping. It sold for almost $25, and I made $15, so it's $10 less. You know, that's a big difference. People that might be first getting into this think, oh, I'm gonna make a lot of money, but fees are a lot, shipping is a lot, and then you gotta pay more fees. So, you know, this will give you more of a realistic view of what's really going on. Okay, so did I tell you everything? Also, when I say promoted, I mean by way of being promoted, because everything in my shop is promoted. Okay. The next thing sold on the 3rd of the month, and that is ceramic house letter holder. This was I don't know if I even showed you this when I got it. This was donated to me by my mother. Yes, it does say donated there. It's ceramic. You hang it on your wall and you put your letters in it, but it was just really so cute. And I probably had it for about a year or two. Not that long. I didn't have that long. Okay, that went to Cameron in the state of New York. It was promoted. Item number 966. So maybe I've had it a little longer than I think I have. Okay, that sold for $22.50. And my profit on that was $17.24. Okay. The next thing also sold on the 3rd of the month, and that is Eunice men's shirt blue. That went to Jonathan in New Jersey, size XXL, item number 3483, sold for $21.50, and my profit on that was $15.42. Oh, and I just noticed I have been selling more men's shirts lately. I think 7 or 10 in the last like couple of weeks, and that's, you know, that's a lot more than I usually sell. Okay, let's see. The next item sold on, what does that say? I have no idea. Okay, the next thing sold on the 5th of the month, and that is a Four Seasons jacket, peach. And that went to Joe in the state of IL. Sold for $22.50, size 12, item number 3541. My profit on that was $17.87. Okay. The next thing also sold on the 5th of the month, and that is a Coldwater Creek blouse. That went to Sharon in the state of New Mexico, and thank you for the positive feedback, Sharon. Let's see. Item number 3616, size 3X, and that was promoted, and that sold for $12. And my profit on that was $8.14. Okay. The next thing sold on the 6th of the month, and that is Old Navy sweatshirt. Thank you for the positive feedback, Cindy, who's in the state of NE. Item number 4239, and that was promoted, and that sold for $14. My profit on that was $9.35. Okay. The next thing also sold on the 6th of the month, so about 2 things a day. That's good. Okay, woven placemats. Oh, now these placemats, I'm not sure if I got them at the bins or if I got them at Value World. I think I got them at Value World. Anyway, woolen placemats. Placemats seem to do well for me, but these took a really long time to sell, and they take up more space. Well, they're just bigger. But thankfully, they are gone now. They took longer to sell. And they did sell for $30. They did sell for $30. So if I get these kinds of placemats, they're kind of like a woven bamboo or something, I could get $30 for them. But this took a long time. Okay, this went to Olivia in the state of IL. Item number 3107. Profit was $26.34. So that's good. It may have been £1, so I may have paid excuse me, I can't talk. I may have paid, $2 for them, $2 or $3 for them. Okay. Okay. The next thing sold on the 7th of the month, and that is a Vera Wang workout top. It was like black and gray, and I like to pick up Vera Wang, but it never sells, never. But I had different luck with this workout top, and I was hoping that would be the case, and it was. Okay, that went to Darlene in the state of WV. Size large. It was promoted. Sold for $12. My profit was $9.98. Okay, the next thing sold on the 8th of the month, and that is a wooden bunny cart. Oh, this is like one of my best flips ever. Okay, it was a garage sale day in my mom's neighborhood. So this one garage sale, I found two things, and one thing was broken, so I had to throw it away. But anyway, I paid 50 cents for this bunny cart, and I knew I had heard another reseller talking about it in one of their videos that they had a cart like this, or I don't know who it was. I don't know how I knew, but I saw that cart and I knew that this was $50 all day long. I picked it up. It took me a while to get it listed because it was such a big item. There's someone behind me. Okay, the wooden bunny cart, that went to Alicia in the state of Texas, which probably also helped me on the shipping cost. Item number 61, because that was listed here in the house, and I have a third item number sequence out. Okay, that sold for $56, and my profit on that was $48.27. Oh, I just realized in these profit numbers, I'm not taking out the cost of goods, but that doesn't matter because the cost of goods was low in all of them, or you can pretend it was, because two of these were donated. At least two of these already are donated, which is a zero cost of goods. Some of the other ones that I've said are 25-cent cost of goods. So this was a high cost of good on this one, 50 cents. But it sold for $56, so that's okay. Would have been even okay to pay maybe even $5 for that because it sold for so high, but we paid 50 cents. Okay, the next thing sold on the 9th of the month, and that is Cotton On Garments men's shirt. Oh, another men's shirt. Okay, that went to Eric in the state of CA, California. Item number 3919, size large, that was promoted. It sold for $16.49. Okay, profit on that was $13.23. And that I probably paid 25 cents for. Okay, the next thing sold on the 10th of the month, and that is Susan Bristol skirt, yellow, size 12, and this was promoted. Item number 693. This is one of the very first items I picked up. It was just beautiful, and I don't know why it took so long to sell. It was beautiful. Yellow skirt, purple flowers, and thank you for the positive feedback, Marilyn, who was in the state of Arkansas. That was promoted. That sold for $12, which is perfectly fine. My profit on that was $7.94. Boy, that's really low. $7.94. It must have been promoted really high. Okay, the next thing is sold on the 11th of the month, and that is Megan Lee blouse white. Item number 3215. That went to David in the state of LA, Louisiana. Size 18, and that was promoted. That sold for $16, and my profit was $12.17. Okay, the next thing sold on the 12th of the month, and that is Vinny Zia blouse blouse, black, size 22. Item number 2274. That sold for $10. That went to Emmeline in the state of Florida. That was promoted. And my profit on that was $706. Okay. The next thing also sold on the 12th of the month, and that is Avia workout top set, size small. That sold for $12. That went to Catherine in the state of Texas. Item number 1523, and my profit on that was $10.71. Okay, the next thing sold on the 13th of the month, and that is Anna blouse, size 2X black, item number 2398. That sold for $8. And that went to Barbara in the state of California. And my profit on that was $6.25. Okay, the next thing sold on the 14th of the month. That is a Sodoma blouse, purple. Item number 4022. That went to Yvonne in the state of IL. That sold for $13. That must have been an offer that they sent me. Okay. My profit on that was $10.74. I think my husband is also making a video. He just closed the door because he don't want to hear mine. Great, huh? Okay. The next thing sold on the 15th of the month, and that is a Terra Sky dress, pink. Oh, I know. That was it's a size 1X. I listed a whole bunch of stuff at the same time I listed this, and this is the first thing that sold. And I was really questioning myself for the purchase of this. But it's the first thing that sold. Crazy. Okay, it sold for $12. Thank you for the positive feedback. Connie, who was in the state of IL. Item number 4511, and it's okay. The profit on this was $8.40. Okay, the next thing sold on the 17th of the month is a black rain blouse with birds, size small. This one to Allison in the state of PA. Item number 761. Sold for $13, and my profit was $9.79. And this was promoted. I think this was like a blue shirt with birds. I could be wrong. You'll see the screenshot. But anyway, it was a great item, and I don't know why it took so long to sell them. Okay, the next thing also sold on the 17th of the month, and that is Little Pony set. Item number 3108. That went to B&B in the state of Florida. It sold for $15.91, which was probably a coupon. And my profit on that was $12.36. Okay, the next thing sold on the 18th of the month. Yeah, it looks like two per day, maybe 3 in some cases, but usually 2 per day, which is good. I would love to have 2 sales per day. 4 would be even better. All right. Okay. On the 18th of the month, we sold a book called Once a Day. I think it is Once a Day Devotionals, a Jesus book. Item number 48. Thank you for the positive feedback. Patsy, who was in the state of Alabama. Okay. That was promoted, sold for $14. Oh, this was donated to me by my daughter. Profit on that was $8.65. Okay, the next thing also sold on the 18th of the month. Jones, New York, blouse size large. That sold for $9. Thank you for the positive feedback. Christiane, who was in the state of VA, item number 2851. My profit on that was $7.13. Okay, the next thing sold on the 19th of the month, and this is a bracelet set. Item number 323. It was two bracelets. One was a chain link bracelet with a really thick chain, and the other one had big white pearls. Big white pearls. Both toggle bracelets. Okay, toggle close. Okay, that sold for $17. And thank you for the positive feedback. Randy, who was in the state of, it says international, that was an international sale. And my profit on that was $18.73, and that was a positive feedback. Okay, the next thing sold on the 20th of the month, and that is a pink jacket. Item number 2368, size large. That sold for $12. Thank you for the positive feedback. Lucero, who was in Texas, and my profit on that was $8.21. That was promoted, and this was donated to me, I believe, by my sister. Okay, the next thing sold on the 21st of the month. That is a girl's dress set. I'm not sure, but I think it must have been the sundresses that I lied together. Okay, size 140. That was donated to me by my daughter. That sold for $14. That went to Amber in the state of MS. Item number 1608, and that was promoted. I don't have the profit on this one. I don't have the profit written down on this one. Okay, the next thing also sold on the 21st of the month. Three things for the 21st of the month. A snowman mug. Snowman mug. Item number 188. Sold for $15.05, which must have been a coupon or an offer. Most likely a coupon. Okay, this went to Alice in the state of VT, Vermont. My profit on that was $13.27. Okay, when I first started doing this, I picked out well, when I first started like ramping up, well, I don't know, but at one point I picked up a bunch of mugs. No comping, just a bunch of mugs I thought were good, and this was probably one of those. So it eventually did sell. I remember it was $188. So thank you for your order. Profit on that was $13.27. So I probably paid like $1 or $2 for each one. I don't know. Bad pickup, just bad pickups. Bad. But that did sell. So good. Okay, the next thing sold on the 21st of the month. That is a Corey blouse, size medium, blue, and that sold for $10. That went to Kimona in the state of Texas. My profit on that was $8.63. Item number 3130. Okay, the next thing sold on the 24th of the month, and that is Tint Your World blouse, size 3X. That sold for $13.76. Thank you for the positive feedback, Donna, who was in the state of VA. Item number 2011, that was promoted, and my profit was $8.97. Okay. The next thing is sold on the 27th of the month, and that is Arizona jeans shirt blue. And that sold for $15.90. That went to Joshua in the state of CO. Item number 1931, size XXL, and the profit on that was $12.21. Okay, the next thing is sold on the 28th of the month. That is the Animal Adventure Pink Bunny, item number 3921. And that, thank you for the positive feedback, Sandra, who was in NV, making a video. That was promoted. The profit on that was $24.61. That sold for $31.63, and that was promoted, and the profit on that was $24.61. That was the pink one. Now, I didn't realize when I picked this up, I did the comps and it was good. That's why I priced it that high. But I later found the blue one and I didn't realize that I'm the one that had picked up the pink one. That's why the comps were so high. But I did sell the blue one, but not for as much as the pink one. The pink one is more desirable than the blue one. Same thing, different color. Okay, the next thing sold on the 29th of the month, and that is Calypso men's shirt blue, item number 1906. That sold for $13.76 coupon. Okay, that went to Maverick in the state of Texas. That was promoted, and the profit on that was $8.92. Now we've got a word. Okay, that's the paper making the shadow. Okay. The next thing sold on the 31st of the month, and that is Pendulum Bracelet, item number 7216. That sold for $14. This is a jewelry item that I made. That went to April in the state of PA. Profit on that was $10.92, and that was promoted. Now keep in mind, the jewelry that I make costs more, about $4 average per item to make. So I made about $6 on that, which was fine with me. I mean, I know I'm not going to make that much off those. Okay, this is the last thing, I believe. Sold on the 31st of the month. Cloth stone blouse, brown size small, sold for $12. That went to Amanda in Florida. Profit on that was $9.72, item number 3884. Okay, we got through that without drinking too much water. That is all of the items. Now we'll talk about numbers. Okay, so that was 32 orders, 17 sold by the way of being promoted. 5 of those were donated. Well, I counted them up. I don't know, it seems like more than that. There's 3 here. 2, well, I guess it was only 5, but 5 were donated to me, which means I didn't pay anything for them. Okay, wrong page. Okay, the total of all the sold amounts is $521.98, which that's pretty good. Okay, the profit, when I added up all of the numbers I told you that were profit, I got $413.15. And out of the 32, nine of those items were non-clothing. So about a third, I guess. I don't know, I can't talk. I just thought it was interesting that I'm selling more items that are non-clothing coming up the last month and this month and the next month after this. I thought I was selling more non-clothing items, so that's why I wanted to count those and have a record of how many non-clothing items I sold. So I thought it was going to be more than 9, but that's good. That's good. That means that I'm getting rid of some older inventory, even if not, I do list things that are not clothing, but it feels like the non-clothing items would be older items. But I did sell several older clothing items in March. So that's really good. All right, so that's it. Let me know what you think about this. And we'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.